I never imagined that a single decision could unravel my marriage, let alone involve our family horse Thunder. My name is Emily Carter, and I live in the small, sun-dappled town of Willow Creek, Tennessee. My husband James and I had built a life together that seemed perfect on the outside. 2 kids, a cozy farmhouse, and a sprawling field where Thunder, our beloved chestnut gelding, grazed under the wide southern sky. But beneath the surface, our marriage was fraying, and it all came to a head because of what I did to that horse. James and I met 10 years ago at a county fair in Nashville. I was 25, selling homemade jams at a stall, and he was a rugged, kind-hearted veterinarian with a smile that could melt ice. He bought a jar of my peach preserves, and we ended up talking until the fair closed. Within a year, we were married, and soon after, our daughter Lily and son Ethan came along. Life felt like a dream, until it didn't. James's veterinary practice kept him on the road, visiting farms across 3 counties. He'd leave before dawn and return after the kids were asleep. I managed the house, the kids, and our small hobby farm, where we kept chickens, a few goats, and Thunder. That horse was more than a pet. He was family. James had rescued him from a neglectful owner years before we met, and Thunder's gentle spirit made him a favorite with Lily and Ethan, who'd spend hours brushing his coat or sneaking him carrots. But as the years passed, James's long hours left me feeling like a single parent. I'd wait for him to come home, hoping for a moment to reconnect, but he'd be too exhausted to talk. Our conversations dwindled to logistics, bills, schedules, the kids' school events. I felt invisible, and resentment started to creep in. I didn't want to admit it, but I was lonely. That's when I met Noah. He was the new farrier in Willow Creek, hired to trim Thunder's hooves after our old farrier retired. Noah was in his early 30s, with warm brown eyes and a quiet confidence that made you feel like he was really listening. The first time he came to our farm, I was struck by how he handled Thunder, calmly, patiently, like he had all the time in the world. He asked about my day, complimented the wildflowers I'd planted by the barn, and made me laugh for the first time in weeks. It was innocent at first, just small talk while he worked, but those moments became the highlight of my days. Over the next few months, Noah's visits became more frequent. He'd linger after finishing with Thunder, sharing stories about his life, how he'd grown up in Kentucky, learned blacksmithing from his grandfather, and dreamed of opening his own stable someday. I found myself looking forward to his visits, dressing a little nicer on the days he was scheduled to come by. I'd tell myself it was nothing, just a friendship, but deep down, I knew I was crossing a line. I wasn't just talking to Noah. I was letting him fill a void James had left behind. One afternoon, Noah noticed Thunder's coat looking dull and suggested a new grooming routine. "This old boy deserves to shine," he said, handing me a bottle of horse shampoo he'd brought. "Let's make him the talk of Willow Creek." I laughed, and we spent the afternoon washing Thunder together, the kids giggling as they sprayed the hose. It felt like a scene from a different life, one where I wasn't lonely, where I felt seen. Noah's hand brushed mine as we scrubbed Thunder's mane, and though neither of us acknowledged it, the air felt charged. I went to bed that night feeling guilty but alive. The idea came to me a week later. The Willow Creek Harvest Festival was approaching, a big event where families showed off their animals in friendly competitions. Thunder had always been a star at the festival, with his glossy coat and calm demeanor, but this year, I wanted to do something special. I decided to dye Thunder's tail with a non-toxic, horse-safe dye, creating a vibrant rainbow pattern to delight the kids and festival-goers. I'd seen it online, horses with colorful manes and tails, strutting proudly in parades. I thought it would be a fun surprise, a way to make the festival memorable for Lily and Ethan. And if I'm honest, I wanted to impress Noah, who'd promised to stop by the event. I didn't tell James about my plan. He was so busy, and I justified it by telling myself he wouldn't care about something as silly as a horse's tail. I ordered the dye online, choosing bright shades of red, blue, and yellow, and enlisted Noah's help to apply it. One sunny afternoon, while the kids were at school and James was at a farm call, Noah came over. We led Thunder to the barn, and as we mixed the dyes, we talked about everything and nothing. Our favorite songs, places we'd like to travel, the dreams we'd shelved for practicality. The air was warm, and Thunder stood patiently as we painted his tail, the colors blending into a stunning rainbow. Noah stepped back, grinning. "He looks like a walking piece of art, Emily. You're gonna steal the show." I felt a rush of pride, but also something else, something dangerous. Noah's praise meant more to me than it should have. As he packed up his tools, he paused, looking at me with an intensity that made my heart race. "You're different, Emily," he said softly. "You've got this spark. Don't let it go out." I wanted to say something, anything, but the words caught in my throat. He left before I could respond, and I stood there, shaken, knowing I was standing at the edge of something I couldn't undo. The day of the Harvest Festival arrived, and I was a bundle of nerves. James had promised to take the afternoon off to join us, a rare treat. I dressed Thunder in a new halter, his rainbow tail swaying proudly as we loaded him into the trailer. Lily and Ethan were thrilled, snapping pictures and giggling about how Thunder looked like a unicorn horse. I felt a mix of excitement and dread, wondering how James would react to the tail and whether Noah would show up as promised. At the festival, Thunder was a hit. Kids crowded around, begging to pet him, and adults marveled at his colorful tail. I stood by the pen, beaming, as Lily and Ethan led Thunder in a small parade around the fairgrounds. Noah arrived just as the judging for the Best Presented Animal category began. He caught my eye from across the crowd and gave me a thumbs up, his smile warm and encouraging. For a moment, I let myself bask in it, forgetting the weight of my guilt. Then James arrived. I saw him before he saw me, striding through the crowd in his work boots, his face tired but hopeful. He spotted Thunder, and his expression shifted from curiosity to confusion, then to something darker. He walked over, his jaw tight. "What the hell is this, Emily?" he asked, gesturing to Thunder's tail. "You dyed his tail?" Without even telling me. I tried to explain, stumbling over my words. "It's just for fun, James. The kids love it, and it's safe for him." I thought it'd be a nice surprise. But James wasn't listening. His eyes narrowed as he looked at the crowd, and then he saw Noah, standing near the fence, watching us. James's face hardened. "This was his idea, wasn't it?" he said, his voice low and sharp. "The farrier. You've been spending a lot of time with him lately." My stomach dropped. I tried to protest, but James cut me off. "Don't lie to me, Emily. I'm not blind. You think I haven't noticed how you light up when he's around? And now this," he gestured to Thunder's tail, his voice rising. "This isn't just about the horse, is it?" The festival faded into the background.